What if I told you the man who built his entire career on putting criminals behind bars is now facing the very system he once controlled? What if the prosecutor has become the prosecuted? And what if everything you thought you knew about political integrity was about to crumble in the most spectacular fashion imaginable? Because right now, as you're watching this video, Keir Starmer isn't sitting in his office planning policy or crafting speeches. He's sitting with his lawyers, desperately trying to figure out how to avoid testifying under oath about one of the most damaging cover-ups in modern British politics. Welcome back to the channel, The British Tribune. Hit the like and subscribe button if you haven't done that yet. Get ready for what we are about to share to you today. They sold us the fairy tale that Starmer was different, the adult supervision after years of political chaos, the steady hand that would restore dignity to Westminster, the former director of public prosecutions who knew right from wrong like a moral GPS system. But that GPS has been hacked, the destination has changed, and we're heading straight toward a courtroom where Starmer will have to explain why he allegedly orchestrated one of the most brazen cover-ups in Labour Party history, and the woman at the center of it all, his golden girl, Rachel Reeves, the person he trusted so much that he'd apparently risk everything to protect her. This isn't your typical political scandal where someone said something inappropriate at a dinner party or forgot to declare a gift from their aunt. This is industrial strength corruption wrapped in a bow of institutional cover-up, and the legal documents that have just surfaced read like a thriller novel where the supposedly good guys are actually running the criminal enterprise. Picture this: leaked court filings now name Starmer directly in a petition that accuses him of deliberately sabotaging his own party's accountability mechanisms to shield Reeves from consequences that could have ended her career before it really began. But what exactly did Rachel Reeves do that was so explosive Starmer would risk his entire reputation to bury it? We're talking about financial misconduct that makes expense scandals look like accidentally taking an extra biscuit from the office kitchen. We're talking about abuse of public resources so systematic it suggests a parallel operation running inside the official one. We're talking about direct interference in parliamentary oversight, essentially hijacking the very systems designed to keep politicians honest. And when whistleblowers tried to shine a light on this shadowy operation, they didn't just face resistance, they faced what can only be described as institutional warfare. While this toxic brew was fermenting in the background, Starmer wasn't playing the role of the concerned leader demanding answers. He was playing defense attorney, using every trick in his considerable legal playbook to make problems disappear faster than evidence in a mob movie. Internal reports that should have triggered investigations instead triggered shredding sessions. Witnesses who should have been interviewed instead found themselves mysteriously transferred, demoted, or in some cases simply frozen out of the system entirely. And here's the detail that should make your blood run cold. One inquiry into Reeves's conduct was shut down exactly 48 hours after she had a private meeting with Starmer behind doors, so closed they might as well have been welded shut. Now that this house of cards is collapsing in real time, Starmer is putting on the performance of his political life, channeling his inner Captain Renault from Casablanca. Shocked, absolutely shocked that gambling corruption might be happening in his establishment. His carefully crafted statements read like they were written by someone who's never met Rachel Reeves, let alone promoted her to one of the most powerful positions in the shadow cabinet. But spare us the theatrical ignorance, because this wasn't some rogue operation that happened while he was looking the other way. This was a deliberate, calculated strategy to protect an asset who apparently knows where far too many bodies are buried. And here's where this story transforms from shocking to absolutely terrifying for Starmer. Sources inside Labour's own ethics panel, the same panel he's treated like an annoying relative at family gatherings, say Reeves possesses information about party funding irregularities that trace back to his own leadership campaign like a paper trail made of dynamite. We're talking about money flowing through channels so questionable they make offshore banking look transparent, donors who were never declared because declaring them would have raised questions nobody wanted answered, contracts awarded to friendly consultancies with the kind of transparency usually reserved for classified military operations. The picture emerging is of a financial ecosystem where normal rules didn't just bend, they snapped like twigs under the weight of ambition and convenience. And if Reeves decides to start talking to save her own skin, she might just drag Starmer down with her in a mutual destruction scenario that would make a nuclear standoff look like a polite disagreement. It's no wonder legal insiders say Starmer's team is in full panic mode, throwing every procedural roadblock they can think of at the courts, challenging jurisdiction like they're arguing about which restaurant to visit, attempting to delay proceedings proceedings like they're trying to push a dental appointment into the next century, and claiming executive privilege protections with the desperation of someone trying to stop a dam with their bare hands. But here's the beautiful irony that should give every citizen hope in the justice system. The courts aren't buying it. The Crown Court has issued a directive that cuts through the political theater like a hot knife through butter. Starmer must appear, either in person or through legal representation, to address these accusations under oath. No spin doctors, no carefully worded press releases, no damage control teams, just old-fashioned cross-examination where the truth has a funny way of emerging whether you want it to or not. This is the same Keir Starmer who promised to usher in a new era of integrity, who said labor would be whiter than white with the confidence of someone selling snow to Eskimos. Well, the paint is peeling faster than a building in a hurricane, and what's underneath isn't just disappointing, it's rotten to the core. The specific accusations against Reeves read like a masterclass in how to abuse public office, misreporting campaign expenses with the creativity of a Hollywood accountant, directing staff to work on personal projects using taxpayer-funded time like she was running her own private consulting firm, and attempting to destroy internal communications that were under review in an active audit, essentially committing document destruction while the investigators were watching. These aren't mistakes you make because you're new to the job or didn't read the manual carefully enough. These are deliberate acts that demonstrate a fundamental contempt for the very system they're supposed to serve. And Starmer's response? He didn't just ignore these red flags. He promoted the person waving them, defended her with the passion of a criminal defense attorney, and when people tried to ask inconvenient questions, he made sure they regretted it. Senior aides who raised alarms found themselves on the unemployment line faster than you can say whistleblower protection. Others faced threats of legal action that would make organized crime bosses proud. The message couldn't have been clearer if it had been tattooed on everyone's forehead. Protect the machine at all costs, even if the machine is grinding up everything it's supposed to protect. But Starmer made one crucial miscalculation in this elaborate chess game. He forgot that the British people aren't political pawns who can be moved around the board at will. We see through polished press conferences like they're made of glass. We recognize carefully scripted speeches as the political theater they are. And when someone's hiding something this big, this systematic, this damaging to the very foundation of democratic accountability, the truth has a way of breaking through even the most sophisticated cover-up operations. This isn't just another political scandal that will be forgotten after the next news cycle. This is a national betrayal of principles that goes to the heart of what we expect from our leaders. And if justice runs its course the way it's supposed to, Starmer won't just lose credibility or face embarrassing headlines. He could lose everything he's worked for, everything he's built, everything he represents. The man who once sent others to face justice may finally face it himself. Hit that like button if you think accountability matters. Drop your thoughts in the comments about how this scandal changes everything, and subscribe because this story is far from over and neither are we. If you enjoyed the video, please like, share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe to the British Tribune channel. Thank you.